crashes there on my app. Makes things a little bit wonky. So let me start. Get this thing pulled back up as you guys are coming back in. Welcome back. Welcome back. There we go. All right. So the next thing is a fun little thing, and it is a guilty pleasure that a lot of people had back in the 70s and 80s. Did anybody? Oh, we got David the Bearded Plumber subscribe. Thank you for subscribing, guys. I've picked up 2 subscribers tonight. I really appreciate that. I'm about to get to 1350, I think, is the next little milestone I'm going to hit. So thank you, guys. Did anybody watch Hee Haw back in the 70s and 80s? It was just corny, and they made fun of themselves, and they just didn't care. And it came on Saturday nights, and they had some great country artists on there as well. But there was a little ditty that they did. Like, they would bring on whoever the musical guest was. They'd have their back to each other. They'd be standing there with a pitchfork, and they would start off with a song, and then they'd always have a different verse every time, and then they'd go into the chorus of it, and they would do a little something fun. So I'm only going to do like one little bit of this song because evidently Buck Owens recorded a couple of versions of this. But this second little verse has got my favorite verse that I remember hearing from the Hee Haw on this. And yes, Pete, Roy Clark was an amazing player. He could play anything. He could play the banjo and the electric guitar and a fiddle and a harmonica and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. Down here on the farm, the weather gets messy, laying around with nothing to do. When you took away, you took my cow Bessie. I miss her, darling, more than I miss you. Here's my favorite one. You took off your peg leg, your wig, and your glass eye. You should have seen the look on my face. I wanted to kiss and hug you, my darling, but you were scattered all over the place. Where, oh, where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and I thought I found true love. You met another and you was gone. I got to stop it there because it goes on for 4 minutes. But I just wanted to kind of put that memory back in your brain. Dagan said he watched Hee Haw, so if you've watched any episode of it at all, you'll know that little ditty that they did. Just like super corny jokes. Anyway, we were talking about the smooth Nashville sound and how things kept kind of bubbling up and going against it and kind of creating little subgenres. The next one we're going to talk about was in the late 60s, early 70s, and that is the outlaw country music. And that one kind of was Willie Nelson and doing his thing down in Texas. Waylon Jennings went down there too because he couldn't get his records produced the way he wanted them to sound. So it's pretty cool. So this one we're going to do. Hey, Andrew, good to see you. I think you guys will know this one. Very famous song. And let me skip to it. I got to skip one here. I forgot I put an extra one in there. This one was 1978. That's the wrong one. Here we go. Cowboys ain't easy to love and they're harder to hold. They'd rather give you a song than diamonds and gold. It's my Willie Nelson impression. Lone Star belt buckles and old faded Levi's, and each night begins a new day. If you don't understand him and he don't die young, he'll probably just ride away. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them pick guitars and drive them old trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Yeah, 'cause they'll never stay home and they're always alone, even with someone they love. Cowboys like smoky old pool rooms and clear mountain mornings. Little warm puppies and children and girls of the night. Them that don't know him won't like him, and them that do sometimes won't know how to take him. He ain't wrong, he's just different, but his pride won't let him do things to make you think he's right. Your mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them pick guitars and drive them old trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. 'Cause they'll never stay home and they're always alone, even with someone they love. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Thank you, sir. Don't let them pick guitars and drive them old trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. You can't beat Waylon and Willie. Once again, that doesn't have that smooth sound. That's more that kind of Bakersfield. It's just electric guitar in your face, stripped down kind of music, which is very, very cool. I haven't done a lot of lady songs, but there were lots of ladies very influential. You had Miss Kitty Wells to start with, and Patsy Cline, and then Loretta Lynn. Those were the big three to start with. And then you had Dolly Parton, and then some other people came after that. You had Barbara Mandrell and all the way up to Reba, and kind of set the stage for the big explosion in the 1990s for country music. And a lot of ladies were able to step up and get some records on radio and get some popularity as well. But somebody asked me, this one's for Derek, Bearded America. He asked me to do Dolly Parton's Jolene. This one from 1974, a great song. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. He talks about you in his sleep. There's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. And I can easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what he means to me, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Awesome, James. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. I hope you enjoy that. You could have your choice of men, but I could never love again. He's the only one for me, Jolene. I had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you, and whatever you decide to do, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him even though you can. Jolene. that's just a cool song all around. And Dolly wrote all of her songs. So, I mean, she was a powerhouse. It was the singer-songwriter, and, she was a force to be reckoned with, and still is 50 years later, which is pretty cool as well. And she set the stage for some more ladies to come. I think you'll find another singer-songwriter a little bit later in the show that you can kind of relate to some of the stuff Miss Dolly was writing. All right, what do we have next? All right, we're coming to the 80s. And once again, songs are still about the common man, the working man kind of idea. And this next one is by John Conley, and I just remember loving this song from the 1980s. I'm now alive because I was born in 76. I had a birthday in a couple of weeks. But let's see where we at. So John Conley sung Rose-Colored Glasses. I don't know if you remember that old song, but he has such a distinctive voice. It almost sounds like he's singing through his nose. But he did a song called Common Man, which I really love. And we're going to do that now. And then I got to go back and do the Hank Williams Jr. song that I forgot. So let me see if I can. I'm doing them out of order here just a little bit. All right, here we go. Common Man. As the maid poured wine, we began to dine. I knew I was feeling out of place, as a table as large as a river barge, and I love you written all on your face. I appreciate your hospitality, but I wish that we could go. Let me drive us to McDonald's and I'll talk to you concerning something you should really know. I'm just a common man, drive a common van. My dog ain't got a pedigree. If I had my say, I'm gonna stay that way. 'Cause highbrow people lose their sanity, and a common man is what I'll be. I'll take a Chevrolet just any day, so give your daddy back his Mercedes-Benz. And there's some common people that I hang out with. They're my good time buddies, they're my friends. And I'd rather chug a mug of Budweiser beer than sip a crystal glass of wine. So I'll make your mind up to believe in me and leave this high-living world behind. I'm just a common man, drive a common van. My dog ain't got a pedigree. If I had my say, I'm gonna stay that way. 'Cause highbrow people lose their sanity, and a common man is what I'll be. Yes, I'm happy just being free, and I'm happy just being me. And I hope that you will see I'm just a common man, drive a common van. My dog ain't got a pedigree. If I had my say, I'm gonna stay that way. 'Cause highbrow people lose their sanity, and a common man is what I'll be. Thank you, Michael, so nice. I'm just a common man, drive a common van. My dog ain't got a pedigree. If I had my say, I'm gonna stay that way. 'Cause highbrow people lose their sanity, and a common man is what I'll be. Sorry, sometimes I have to do my impressions. There's a few people I can do. If you go listen to that song, that's the way he sings, kind of his nerves. I skipped one back from 1979. Hank Williams Jr. was doing things that, people that liked his daddy may not have agreed with, and he kind of followed along with the outlaw kind of country music, hanging out with Johnny Cash and some of that stuff. So a lot of people have asked me to do this song over the last, since I started doing this. But I'm going to do it tonight for you guys who asked for Family Tradition. Oh! Country music singers have always been a real close family. But lately some of my kin folks have disowned a few others and me. I guess it's just because I kind of changed my direction. Lord, I guess I went and broke an old family tradition. They only wanna know, Hank, why do you drink? Hank, why do you roll smoke? Sing it with me. Why must you live out the songs that you wrote? Over and over, everybody made my prediction. So if I get stoned, I'm just carrying on an old family tradition. I am very proud of my daddy's name, although his kind of music and mine ain't exactly the same. No, Andy. Stop and think it over. Put yourself in my position. If I get stoned and sing all night long, it's a family tradition. So don't ask me, Hank, why do you drink? Hank, why do you roll smoke? Why must you live out the songs that you wrote? If I'm down in a honky-tonk, some old slick's trying to give me friction, I say, leave me alone, I'm just singing along. It's a family tradition. Thank you, Mike, for the kind words. Oh, steel guitar. That's one of the hardest instruments to play. Here we go. Lord, I have loved some ladies, and I have loved Jim Beam, and they both tried to kill me in 1973. When that doctor asked me, son, how'd you get in this condition? I said, hey, Sawbones, I'm just carrying on an old family tradition. So don't ask me, Hank, why do you drink? Hank, why do you roll smoke? Why must you live out the songs that you wrote? Stop and think it over, trying to put you in a unique position. If I get stoned and sing all night long, it's a family tradition. Yeah, Michael, you're right. That's the instrument that plays sitting there with it like it's in their lap. And that thing has got the slide on it, but also it's got pedals, and also it's got knee. You do stuff with your knees. It's got like knee levers. It is super duper hard. I've wanted to try to play it, but haven't bought one yet. All right, so we're now up to the 1980s, and once again, that smooth Nashville sound is really kicking in. Everything's got that polished sound to it. Right before the end of the 80s, when some folks hit that were really made it big, and we ended up with the explosion of country in the 1990s. But we haven't done a George Jones song. And this one kind of tells the story, and I kind of feel this one is true today as well. We got the bro country going on, but this one is called Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes? Hey Wes, good to see you, man. You know this old world is full of singers, but just a few are chosen to tear your heart out when they sing. Imagine life without them. all your radio heroes, like the outlaw that walks through Jesse's dream. No, there'll never be another red-headed stranger, a man in black and Folsom Prison blues. The Okie from Muskogee, or Hello Darling. Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes? Who's gonna fill their shoes? Who's gonna stand that tall? Who's gonna play the Opry and the Wabash Cannonball? Who's gonna give their heart and soul to get to me and you? Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes? Changing keys. God bless the boys from Memphis, blue suede shoes and Elvis. Much too soon he left this world in tears. They tore up the 50s. Oh, Jerry Lee and Charlie, and Go Cat Go still echoes through the years. You know the heart of country music still beats in Luke the Drifter. You can tell it when he sings I Saw the Light. Oh, Marty, Hank, and Lefty, why, I can feel them right here with me on this Silver Eagle rolling through the night. Who's gonna fill their shoes? Who's gonna stand that tall? Who's gonna play the Opry and the Wabash Cannonball? Who's gonna give their heart and soul to get to me and you? Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes? Yes, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. Ooh, that one about gives you chills thinking about it. And we sung most of those songs are the people he was talking about in that. Really very cool. So that song was 1985. And round about that time, a little bit earlier, George Strait came out. And then later in the 80s, we had the neo-traditionalist movement, which kind of got country back to the roots, got rid of that smooth pop kind of sound. And you got Randy Travis, Clint Black, Alan Jackson. Then you got Garth Brooks. And then one of my favorites also had a couple of songs that just showed off his voice. I think he had one of the best voices I've ever heard, Mr. Keith Whitley. I'm no stranger to the rain. I'm a friend of thunder. Friend, is it any wonder lightning strikes me? I fought with the devil. I got down on his level, but I never gave in, so he gave up on me. I'm no stranger to the rain. I can spot bad weather, and I'm good at finding shelter in a downpour. I've been sacrificed by brothers, crucified by lovers, but through it all I withstood the pain. I'm no stranger to the rain, but when I get that foggy feeling, the one I'm a-feeling now, if I don't keep my head up, I may drown. But it's hard to keep believing I'll even come out even while the rain eats a hole in the ground.